Hi, I'm Ivan Phone, CEO of the Intern Purgatory Podcast Network.
I'm Joan Popular. I'm the Executive Director of the Tough Guy Mountain App Development Campus.
Hello, I'm Paige Cathy. I'm Director at the Association of Readers and Writers at Tough Guy Mountain.
Today we're going to be visiting one of my personal favorite podcasts on the network, Purgcast, where we get the perspective from inside Intern Purgatory of what unpaid interns are actually doing and thinking and saying.
And we've Intern Purgatory is an app that we've developed at the campus, and you can purchase it now on the App Store if you want to be an unpaid intern at Tough Guy Mountain. Just like you're about to see on the Purgcast, you too can become an unpaid intern in Intern Purgatory by downloading the Intern Purgatory app, which is on the App Store. We've made it here at the Tough Guy Mountain App Development Campus.
And for those of you who like to do and to buy, but also to read and to write, the Tough Guy Mountain Board of Directors role-playing game and graphic novel will be released soon from the Association of Readers and Writers here at Tough Guy Mountain.
Download an app, listen to a podcast, read a book, but most importantly, stay safe and have a very good day.
Thank you from all of us here at Tough Guy Mountain.
We're the faithful interns, we hope you understand that here at Tough Guy Mountain, we're here to hold your hand. We'll guide you through the brandscape and into blinding light of the mountain. Golly, it is bright here on Tough Guy Mountain. We're brand cohesive, and to be an intern, you must be attentive. You never can mess up, you never can slip. Hey, we're the interns, just a blip, just a blip, just a blip, just a blip at the corporate flagship. Never let productivity dip. Mountain, the air is getting thin. We're afraid this hard work is bound to do us in. The bosses work us all day and we don't get no money. Golly Moses, it ain't even funny. Wow, on Tough Guy Mountain, we work all so hard on our personal brands and our business cards. We don't get no money, we don't get no perks. The reward is the joy inside the work. In the work, lot of work. It's a lot of work, and we cannot call our bosses jerks.
So, welcome to Purgcast, recorded live from Intern Purgatory.
Hi.
Purgcast is a show where we talk to normal, everyday interns like myself and get their perspective on what's going on at Tough Guy Mountain. A big thanks to the executives and board members who tune into our show every week. Without your interest, none of this would be possible. Our guests today are two really new interns, intern Johnny and intern Cashew. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too. Thanks. Yeah, it's good to be here. Lots of new stuff. Lots of new stuff to learn for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of fortunate for you guys because I think you got in here. If correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys got in here right at the beginning of the COVID-19 virus, the coronavirus in the real world. So you guys must feel nice and safe here at least, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to keep a social distance in Purgatory, but it's been pretty easy.
I downloaded the app. I downloaded the Intern Purgatory app when I lost my job, and I saw that there were some virtual unpaid internships here, and since I didn't have any other jobs or anything anyway, I figured a virtual unpaid internship is better than nothing.
Yeah, is that a similar situation for you, Cashew?
Yeah, I same story.
definitely. I bet there was a huge uptick in unpaid internships once the real world got a little hectic. It's just sort of like none of that was really a problem here. I haven't heard of COVID being a thing in here, and I'm pretty sure the way the technology works, that'd be impossible. And one of the main differences, I'd say, in how we run things here versus how things are run in the outdoor world is that we're always prepared for these things, whether or not there is any sort of pandemic or danger. We keep our interns safe. We've been here for some of us have been here for a long time, and let's just say nothing can hurt us here except for our own minds.
One thing I like. One thing I like about the live work cubicles is that they have everything you need. So you have a workstation over here with a computer on it, and then you also have a sleeping bag. Sometimes it's a different sort of place to sleep, but there's always some place to sleep. And then you also have a food pellet dispenser over there. So in real life, I don't always have everything I need, but here in Intern Purgatory, in my live work cubicle, I always have all the things I need.
Yeah, I really appreciate the decor and the thought that's been put into the design of Intern Purgatory. I've always wanted one of these Kallax shelves for myself.
Thanks. There's definitely you get a couple, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, you get a couple of customization options in your own cubicles, and I'm definitely a Kallax guy, so I chose to have two of them. I've been here long enough that I'm allowed to have two, and I think once you hit a certain intern rating, you're allowed to add a second Kallax or maybe a second chair in the rare instances where you have guests. I mean, not a lot of interns have guests, but we're all obviously here in the same cubicle right now, which is nice.
Yeah, because we're recording the Purgcast.
Yeah, that's they let me have guests for that reason, because the executives love watching Purgcast. It's it's kind of a slice of life, I think, for them. They really like to get down into the lower levels of the company and see what's really going on. I've got really good reviews for this show, so thanks everyone that is watching again, and if you are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a rating or subscribe, because I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's what keeps this show going, and that's what keeps us being able to bring in great guests like Cashew and Johnny here.
Yeah, from a perspective of someone who's been here for longer, I've been really challenged with this initial live work divide, specifically here when I'm sort of hanging out at the water cooler. I'm really used to hanging out at the water cooler during work hours, but when I'm just alone in my live work cubicle, it feels a little different, and I'm wondering if I'm spending more time in the live part of my cubicle or in the work part of my cubicle when I'm doing things like washing my cup or hanging out at the water cooler getting something to drink by myself.
Well, that's really interesting. Do you find that you're you're starting to consider certain tasks as work and certain tasks as live, or are you just confused all the time at each of them? When you are washing your cup, is that working or living to you?
Well, before COVID and before quarantine, if I was to hang out at the water cooler with my coworkers, I think it would be definitely still part of work. But now that I'm just now I'm clocking out for those 5 minutes that I'm just drinking something at the water cooler and washing that cup, and I'm just having a hard time really am I always at work? I feel maybe that's the more what I should just come to accept. I'm not sure or understand.
I think that your instincts are totally bang on in that. I think a lot of us who have been here for a longer time, that's how we just come to feel, is that there is really no difference. And you just whether you want to think of that as always working or always living, it's really up to you. But, I think interns can sort of make those divisions in their own mind. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because we're still here and we're still unpaid interns, and, we've got, stuff to do and to buy.
That's a good point. Thank you, Isaiah.
Wait, I have a question. This is sort of a dumb but like I'm new here, so I know this seems really basic, but like, what am I supposed to do as an unpaid? What should I like focus on doing as an unpaid intern? Like, what do you think the expectations are for me here at in Intern Purgatory?
That's like really a great question. And to answer intern Johnny's question, like, you know, I definitely wanted to hear about some of the things that you guys just instinctively started doing at the beginning of your unpaid internship and the onboarding and all that. But like, you know, as you both know, Tough Guy Mountain is a company that produces brands for other companies and people. And so we all exist here to contribute to that process. And here in Intern Purgatory at the unpaid intern level, like, they're not quite going to trust us with like a big portfolio. So the way that we all kind of like find ways to contribute is just by working on our own personal brands. So like, you know, here on our consoles, you know, we use the specific kind of social media and marketing tools provided to us by Tough Guy Mountain. I'm sure on your own consoles you've noticed a program called Mount, and that's, you know, like, it's actually like, you know, Mount was created in the same template as used for most of the social media you'd find in the real world. So it's a lot of like posting of images, video, and text in a way, you know, kind of tell your own story to people, introduce people to who you are, and you know, the way our performance is basically assessed is like, how interested do, you know, the higher ups in this company, the executives, the board members, the corporate managers, like, you know, did they become interested in our personal brands? And, you know, people who develop their personal brands strong enough actually get a pretty exciting opportunity to move up pretty quickly, sort of thing. And then, but, you know, it's definitely not easy. You definitely have to put in a work, definitely a daily grind to make your personal brand stand out from other people's. And there's definitely lots of like, you know, useful tips and tricks you can point out, but also like, I think the best advice I can give to you is really just like, think about like who you are, like what your story is, and like be yourself, and, you know, show the company what that personal brand and what that personal story is.
Wait, I have another question. Would you say that personal branding is different from different other kinds of branding, like small business branding or e-commerce branding or large-scale corporate branding?
Are you asking what the difference between those are?
Just more, do you think they're different?
I mean, I think every brand is unique, and I think that's, you know, one of the things that's really special about it. Some brands are much more complicated than other brands. Like, there's like, if you could like break down a brand into its brand matter, its brand elements, you could actually look at a code and you could, you know, see, I mean, like, I'm sure, like, you know, some of this you've gone over a little bit in your onboarding, so, you know, stop me if I'm repeating myself, but like, brand matter is like, falls into different elemental categories. So there's thoughts and concepts. So, you know, like something like, you know, an economic model, or the, you know, a thought by a certain person at one time. Like, these are things that you think about when you look at a brand. That's one type of brand matter. Colors, obviously, like, you know, like a big part of your personal brand is like probably, you know, yellow, and then of course the sort of like, you know, white of our coveralls, or like the, you know, like the orange hair of intern Cashew over there. Colors are a very important part of the brand. So there's thoughts, there's colors, there's emotions.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that, about whether emotions were an important part of brands.
Because, like, I keep hearing about, like, I need to work on my personal brand, but, like, right now I'm just kind of, like, confused and afraid, and, like, every day it seems so scary. So it's like, I don't really want fear to be part of my personal brand, but can it be?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can. Wow, that's a really good question, because, like, how much of a brand is, like, a matter of choice, and how much of your brand is not. Like, so you say that being afraid, feeling, or what you said, being afraid. What else did you list just now?
I guess uncertain, like
Uncertainty,
it's all anxiety, confusion.
So those all, especially like you talking about that to me now, that does sort of speak that those are part of your brands. I mean, I wasn't necessarily reading you as an anxious person, but like if that is something you're projecting, then I think that's definitely part of your brand. Now, if like you were just secretly very anxious, but you projected the opposite of that, like that would be, there's a very big difference between, or there can be a big difference between your brand, which is what people see and think about you and the story of Intern Cashew, and what it's actually like to be Intern Cashew. And I think, you meet some people and like their brands are very much correlate probably with who they are on the inside, and some people, not at all, especially if you guys at the point where you guys start meeting executives, their brands become very complicated and very confusing, and it's like really hard to tell what's going on the inside. But on the outside, there's like a lot of different brand elements at play that don't necessarily let you know about who they are.
Yeah, I feel like I can be myself in Intern Purgatory.
Yeah.
But what about like if I can be myself and my personal brand, but I want to like change my personal brand to like fearless and like confident?
Well, I think that you could, there's, in terms of how to approach that as a brand, it's just like thinking about how you come across to people, but also like, like brands exist around us, and we can essentially like learn how to like, borrow brand matter from other brands. Like you're going to be learning a lot about this as an intern, like how to add to your personal brand in ways that don't feel natural, but like just remember that you're always, especially in Intern Purgatory, you're always working on your personal brand. Everything that you do, everything that you see, everything that you interact with kind of becomes part of your story, and so the choices that you make, Intern Cashew, could go a long ways in terms of changing. But I'm not really saying anything about you actually changing the fear that's on the inside.
Whoa.
Just the fear that's part of your brand and part of your story.
So if I wash that cup enough, it'll become part of my personal brand while I'm in Intern Purgatory.
Yeah, I mean, the executives kind of like watching your mount channels will be like, that's Intern Cashew. She washes the cups,
Another good thing for Intern Purgatory and for Tough Guy Mountain is that nobody has jobs anymore. But maybe it would have been better if nobody had jobs to begin with, and everyone was worked. So then, if nobody has jobs, everyone is working in Intern Purgatory anyway.
Everyone's just their own unpaid intern already.
Then maybe the coronavirus never would have spread if everyone was already just stuck inside their homes and virtually stuck inside their live-work cubicles.
Well, I think like the whole like the Tough Guy Mountain unpaid internship model, was already kind of very influential in the rest of society in the world, and now we're seeing it really seeing it kind of be needed a lot more because they weren't already trapping those people. They saw we witnessed economic collapse, this like dependency on jobs, on sort of making money. Since we've already taken all these things out of the equation, we're actually in a much more stable position.
So did Tough Guy Mountain invent the live work cubicle? Did Tough Guy Did Tough Guy Mountain invent COVID?
I do get that question quite a bit. Sorry, give me 1 second here. The short answer is no, absolutely not. No one invented COVID. Is a disease. I don't think Tough Guy Mountain makes brands, but so anyways, some people do ask, did Tough Guy Mountain create the coronavirus like Intern Cashew just did here? And I always respond, that's actually a stupid question. Nobody created the coronavirus.
The first stupid question of the podcast.
Many more to
I'm
come
not
from
saying
me.
I-
Don't worry. Haha.
It's okay. It's a safe space to ask stupid questions, you know? But so nobody created the coronavirus. TGM makes brands. We provide branding. We don't create anything as real as a virus. Brands aren't real. They're made up. They can be based on the real. That's what we're doing here. And right now, we just happen to be creating branded content about the coronavirus. You know what? I think now if I take you guys to the brandscape, that might be a better way to explain how brands are being affected by corona.
So we can't actually physically go to the brandscape right now, but we can definitely ego there.
What's ego? What is an ego?
Ego stands for electronically going, but you know what? It's actually probably better if I explain it in a song. And you know, the executives actually love when the interns sing on Purgcast, so let's do this.
Awesome. Where are you going to, Kathy?
Where are you going to, Joe?
I want to go there, but I'm ordered to stay home.
I've got a need to see people.
I become so anxious, I'm irate. Being trapped in here forever is our fate. Baby, where you going? Can I go there too? If I get approval, I can ego with you. Maybe where you going? Can I go there too? If I get approval, I can ego with you.
I'm getting drunk by myself in my room.
The stress eating's making me fat. My friends no longer want to do internet chat. Maybe we'll go back to normal. Maybe our lives will improve. Nah, nah. Baby, where you going? Can I go there too? If I get approval, I can ego with you. Baby, where you going? Can I go there too? If I get approval, I can ego with you. Ego. Ego. Ego.
I go now?
Next.
It's only interns who will be listening to this. Only interns who will be listening to this, so I don't think we have to worry too much about exactly what anyone will think about it.
I'm impressed you got it back.
Oh no, he got it again.
But I think we should all state our job titles, and then we should promote the products that we're trying to make here at Tough Guy Mountain.
Okay, try again.
Hey. Ah.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened. What have you done?
Even listen to podcasts. Do I really have to do this?
Listen, I think as long as you stand over there, and yes, Kathy, if you pick that book up and then sort of put it on the desk and sort of hold that book while you're talking,
Got it.
and I'll stand over there, and I think that'll make for a really compelling buy. I found a keyboard out here in the wastes. Look, I found a keyboard. Yeah, that's Ivan, it's nothing.
Can you see it?
No, there's nothing there, Ivan.
Can you see the pen?
Ivan, slap out of it. Slap out of it. There's nothing there.
Look at the pen. Look at it. Look, I'm drawing a mustache on my face. I'm drawing a goatee.
Take this. Just have a drink. And take a sip.
No one can see that pen, right?
No.
Hi, I'm Ivan Phone, CEO of the Intern Purgatory Podcast Network.
And I'm
Today,
Joan.
we're gonna
I'm
be
Joan.
checking out one
I'm
of-
Joan Popular, also an executive here at the Intern Purgatory Podcast Network.
You got it.
How's it going, Ivan? Oh no! No! I'm the only one left.
So you're saying there's unpaid interns talking, and we want people to listen to them on a audio file.
Ooh, look at me. I'm Ian. I'm talking to my girlfriend.
No. No! This is all executives do.
I've got it. Here. Sir. No. She took
Just
it.
give them. Hi, I'm Ivan Phone, CEO of the Intern Purgatory Podcast Network.
I'm Joan Popular. I'm the executive director of the Tough Guy Mountain App Development Campus.
Hello, I'm Paige Cathy. I'm director at the Association of Readers and Writers at Tough Guy Mountain.
Today we're going to be visiting one of my personal favorite podcasts on the network, Purgcast, where we get the perspective from inside Intern Purgatory of what unpaid interns are actually doing and thinking and saying.
And we've Intern Purgatory is an app that we've developed at the campus, and you can purchase it now on the App Store if you want to be an unpaid intern at Tough Guy Mountain. Just like you're about to see on the Purgcast, you too can become an unpaid intern in Intern Purgatory by downloading the Intern Purgatory app, which is on the App Store. We've made it here at the Tough Guy Mountain App Development Campus.
And for those of you who like to do and to buy, but also to read and to write, the Tough Guy Mountain Board of Directors role-playing game and graphic novel will be released soon from the Association of Readers and Writers here at Tough Guy Mountain.
Download an app, listen to a podcast, read a book, but most importantly, stay safe and have a very good day.
Thank you from all of us here at Tough Guy Mountain.
So yeah, hey everybody, welcome back. We're now in the Brandscape, like I said we'd be. You guys have been here before, but it's always an exciting place. I think I just want to show you guys some cool stuff. We're gonna stick on the theme of personal branding during the coronavirus, because that's that's our topic of the episode. I'll probably when I publish this later, I'll probably call it something like that. Let me know if you guys think of any catchy titles. Yeah, I mean, I guess before I show you anything, why don't we just you guys have probably never seen the headquarters from outside. You've only been kind of trapped underneath it, am I right? So come over here.
Wow, yeah.
if you can all see, here is the Tough Guy Mountain headquarters. It looks like the executive Imperium ship just took off. We just missed a takeoff. They're always kind of running errands and sort of, going around the brandscape doing whatever it is executives do. I've never been in the executive Imperium, but yeah, I mean, you can see it up there. It's pretty impressive. I always wonder what's going on up there,
Where is it?
Oh, you're just going over the mountain there.
Oh wow!
Over the
Look,
hill.
it's behind you.
Well, there's two of them actually. They can kind of split off and cover more territory. So
Wow. So that's full. That's full of executives.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what executives do, but they say that there are executives on that airship, and I can see the outside of the airship, and we can imagine whatever we want is happening on the inside.
The view from up there just
anyway,
must
so
be
it's always nice to-
fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's also pretty nice from down here, though. I'm happy, getting my sort of on the ground experience of the brandscape. I think it's also pretty satisfying.
It's like the view. It's like the view from the top, but even beyond the top of the mountain, like above what you thought.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to check out some fun brands here in the brandscape? Some brand elements that we're going to talk about in terms of personal branding under coronavirus.
Yeah, wow.
Personal branding inside of coronavirus.
I am so excited to see what's going on here in the brandscape.
Okay, I guess, just follow me over this way.
Whoa.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa.
Wow,
So,
what is all that?
over-
Yeah.
So these are brand elements. Now these are fairly processed brand elements, so they're not like the raw actual pieces. They're starting to become actual brands now. We're gonna go down and take a closer look, because I might as well explain them with a bit of a visual cue, if that's okay with you guys.
How close? Is it safe to get up really close?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely gonna feel the power of the brands, but again, these ones are all processed brands, so like everything you feel from them you're supposed to, and nothing is too dangerous. Obviously with like random brands, it can get a little bit violent. You could like feel conflicting emotions and thoughts that don't make sense. Like some brands can be pretty rough, but these ones are nice with clean controlled substances, brought to you by Tough Guy Mountain.
Wow. I feel so powerful right now.
Yeah, so I mean the Air Jordan brand, the Michael Jeffrey Jordan is a personal, probably one of the best examples I think of a successful personal brand. It's like both his name, his personal figure, but also his logos and the brand associations he's made with Nike, and his whole story and everything is like, that's probably, it might be the most successful personal branding story of all time, especially for someone who's not even like a politician. But Michael Jordan took advantage of he's been like this guy was at his peak popularity in the 90s, and even though he's sort of like kept being relevant and making money since, Michael Jordan made such a power move in terms of personal branding under coronavirus when he came out with a documentary about his story that was sort of directed. I mean, it wasn't actually directed by him. He had a documentary maker, but it was clear that he got to make all the personal creative decisions. And so, one of, I guess, the lesson to take away from it was because there was no other basketball content because coronavirus canceled all of these things that are actually happening publicly in real time. And so all these basketball fans and other people who are just sort of interested in 90s culture, 80s and 90s culture is a big part of this brand, as I'm sure you can feel. Like it kind of feels like we've walked into the 90s a little bit right now. And he got to tell his story in his personal branding story in his way with an immense amount of attention. Essentially, coronavirus means there's less going on, so for content-starved individuals like we all are, this got an outsized amount of attention, and now like his brand has been refreshed to a generation that might not have experienced it in real time. So yeah, he's definitely a champion of sort of personal branding, and there's no other real way to put it, you know.
Wow.
So when Tough Guy Mountain helped to manufacture this brand from raw brand matter, what sort of brand matter did Tough Guy Mountain use?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I mean, and I think like, you know, you can use pretty common. I've like, well, actually, why don't you know, instead of me answering that question, why don't we field some guesses from you two? What brand elements do you think made up Michael Jordan based on what we learned about brand elements last time back in Intern Purgatory?
Oh wow.
Oh. Huh.
I feel like a winner right now. I feel like a winner, but also very competitive. Like I want to stay a winner.
I
Yeah,
feel
so those
freedom.
are.
Check it out. Woo!
Wow,
Woo!
it seems like we can all jump higher now that we're here with the
Yeah.
Michael Jordan brand.
Whoa, it's true. Look at that.
Woo!
So I noticed that there's another brand over here.
Ah, yes. And
I don't
I guess
feel so free anymore.
yeah. Tell me other things you guys are feeling internally right now.
I feel a sense of individual rights to like own things.
Interesting. Anything else from you, Cashew?
I feel like this contractual obligation to like stay here and like maintain this order.
Yeah, I mean, right? You know, those are all these feelings you're having are very, you know, they're very much coming from these brands, and like I said, this region of the brandscape is specifically cultivating, you know, brands that are being the most discussed right now under coronavirus, and this is the brand of landlords. Hey, where did he go? Up here, right at the top of you know, Landlord Peak, we can see. Now landlords themselves, they don't have a logo. They're not landlords are not necessarily working on some sort of collective brand in an organized way the way Michael Jordan is, but the way that people, you know, everything has a brand, and landlords are an example of, despite not being as organized a brand as Michael Jordan, they still come to form, you know, like there's actual like structure and laws that, you know, protect landlords, and there's also like the feelings that we have of them. And the reason that they're here in this coronavirus brand area is because of everyone's been talking about them so much. You know, no one can really pay rent. Not everyone is in the same live work cubicle situation as us, and as governments made all sorts of strategies to try to help people, it became very clear that they were not the thing that they were going to protect even more than people living in these homes were the private property of these landlords. So there's a lot of negative brand associations with landlords right now, but one of the reasons they're here in the positive brand associations is that everyone has learned that landlords are very powerful, and that they're, the laws to protect them are going to be protected no matter what, even if it's to the detriment of everybody. And also they can sort of like, you know, they can kind of rule through fear, because in lots of places it's been made illegal to evict people, but that hasn't stopped landlords from being able to do that. So there's a a renewed sense of like the power of the landlord. It's like it's been questioned by the world's, by everyone who lives in a house and doesn't own property in the world. And what we've learned from that question is that landlords are even more popular than we ever would have thought reasonable. So they've definitely occupied an important place here in coronavirus.
I don't really like the way this place makes me feel. I feel sort of oppressed, and I feel like I don't really have control.
Yeah, I just want to scream and run away, and maybe lock myself in somewhere.
And those are the strong feelings that lots of people in this world are feeling right now about this coronavirus brand, or the coronavirus brand of landlords. And to be clear, Tough Guy Mountain does not create the legal systems that protect landlords. The brands that we make for them, however, are based on those things. So there is an interaction there.
Wow.
Are the executives our landlords?
I definitely think about it like that sometimes, for sure. We don't get paid any money, but essentially, a percentage of our labor goes into us paying rent for our live-work cubicles. So sometimes I wonder if Tough Guy Mountain sort of helped create that system in the real world, and that the live-work cubicle is actually the purest form of the landlord brand. And aren't you both really grateful for your live-work cubicles? Aren't you both afraid of losing them and afraid of the power that an executive has? They could just come and take it from you and cast you out of intern purgatory straight into intern inferno, because that sounds very similar to me as a landlord's brand. So sometimes I wonder what the relationship is there, for sure.
That's really crazy when you think of it that way.
Oh no.
Hey, could you tell me about, I think I see a brand over there between that pass.
Well, why don't you lead us there, little intern Johnny? Let's go see what we can find.
So what are all these buildings for? I mean, I know what they're for, but maybe you could just tell us about it for the Purgcast.
Well, all of these are, there's a mix of brand extractors here and brand processing. All this brand matter exists in the terrain here that is the brandscape. But without us controlling it, without us mediating it, it would just be chaos, like I talked about earlier with some of those more wild brand sections or unprocessed brand zones. So we're right now in brand zone 4, where we put all the Coronas brands for now. But this requires a lot of mediation, a lot of processing, and of course there's always a lot of extraction to be done. But the brandscape just keeps on giving.
Wow, what is this?
Oh, welcome to the 5G Valley. So, actually this one's not that incomparable to, landlords. There's definitely a lot of negative brand associations with 5G, but one of the reasons Tough Guy Mountain is so excited about this brand is because, never before have people been talking about one of these network G brands as much as people have been talking about 5G. They're coming up with all sorts of there's almost like a level of fan fiction which comes from 5G, and you've really made it as a brand when people are doing fan fiction for you. So some of the stories around 5G is that it's going to that it's going to cause the coronavirus. So obviously that's why it's here, that 5G is going to be used to give us different diseases. But some people are saying 5G might give us superpowers or give more powerful people than us the ability to control our minds. All sorts of really fun stories. I read a lot of 5G fan fiction before I go to bed in my cubicle every night. It's some of my favorite stuff, but it's definitely been something that has become quite connected to the coronavirus brand. So it definitely deserves its own place here at 5G network peak.
What do you I heard something from up on that peak. Do you know what's up there?
Well, I know that there's only one way to find out, little intern Johnny. If there's no more questions about the 5G brand, then let's why don't we head up there and find out?
Whoa, lead the way, lead the way.
Okay, let me just get it so that it'll show us.
Hey, I can go into this rock.
Cool.
I wonder what little brands we can find down here.
Hiding under the rock.
Maybe you could plant your own little brand garden.
That'd be so nice.
Don't do that. The executives will get mad.
Oh. Whoa, we're so high up.
Whew.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm breaking a sweat.
Where are we?
Ah, here we are at the top of Zoom Peak. Do you
Whoa.
guys know what this brand is?
No.
No, I don't know what it is.
This is a new one for me. I haven't seen this before. I mean, I have just been in my liver cubicle this whole time, so I don't know. Is this like something new?
Well, I mean, a long time ago, Tough Guy Mountain anticipated the actual, our own business needs of, busy business people and anxious people needing to be in places that they could not actually physically be. So we worked on this product called Ego, which stands for electronically going. And we've been using that internally to, attend events and gather data without us actually being able to physically be in that area. And we've lended that technology to lots of companies to help them with their needs. And, for whatever combination of factors, this brand, Zoom, has emerged as a dominant force during coronavirus. And all of a sudden, everyone needs what we, assessed as a need, about, 5-6 years ago. And so this brand has really taken off as a way that people are interacting with each other and doing business and talking to their loved ones. And yeah, it's just called Zoom, and they now have a pretty simple and exciting logo. I don't know if I'd really recognize it, but sometimes, necessity really plays a part in the power of a brand.
Wow. A brand of necessity.
When-
I'm getting
when-
these really strong feelings of like desperation and like isolation, and also I think like I feel like maybe someone's doing the dishes.
Yeah, whenever I'm around this brand, I feel like I'm not wearing pants.
Oh.
And I always have to look down and check. Come to me.
Wow.
How they
Maybe
did it.
one day, maybe if I one day become an executive, I'll finally understand how Zoom came to be the top teleconferencing brand.
Oh, I would definitely love to look in those black dossiers and find out that information. But, tough when you're an intern. You don't get to know these things. You're just sort of on the ground seeing them happen in real time, and all you can do is wonder. Yeah, I'd say let's get out of here. As an intern working here, I feel under surveillance a lot of the time, and obviously we're, videotaping this Purgcast here, so I'm used to being surveilled, but I can see why it would be a little bit uncomfortable for you guys. So let's just go surveil ourselves elsewhere.
Hey, look, I see a brand emanating from a processing facility.
Whoa, is this a fresh one?
Coming up to this one, I feel some of the similar things I felt from the Michael Jordan brand, the sense of sort of, total and utter dominance.
Whoa.
Yeah,
This is,
it's overwhelming. I'm not even looking at it yet.
This is one of our biggest, most powerful clients, and one that's raised some interesting ideas, and some of the things that would, this brand is so powerful that I think some of the higher ups might even want to be a little bit concerned about being competed against with. Tough Guy Mountain's never had to think of any of these companies as threats, but this brand is a big one. I feel very vor right now. Right now, I just feel like I'm inside the belly of a brand, and I can't get out.
It looks like there's a smile, but I feel more like it's the lips that have closed around my neck.
Or the smile of a crocodile.
Right.
I've never even noticed that that this brand has that it's a smile, and it kind of looks like it's almost a little bit like a scary anime smile, like it's licking its lips after it's consumed you.
Yeah. Wow.
And so the brands that are exceeding and growing and becoming more powerful during coronavirus are the ones that have more negative brand connotations.
I mean, that's an observation that you're making. I can't really confirm or deny that. But there does seem to be some themes. I'll grant you that these brands are all really powerful. Like this brand in particular is like scary, and honestly, even Michael Jordan had a bit of a whiff. Like you guys have not enjoyed spending time with most of these brands, and
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. It used to be just Amazon, and now it's Amazon Prime. Very Transformers-y. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show, but
Like if you were to keep going towards that mountain peak, I thought I saw something. I'm pretty sure.
This way?
This way.
Oh, I think I see. Yeah, I see something over there too. Oh no, that's the Harry Potter brand. No.
Oh no, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. Wow.
Wow.
See you,
Man,
Corona.
And this, my fellow interns, is where we're currently keeping the actual Corona brand. What do you think?
Is it dangerous to be here? I don't have any hand sanitizer with me.
You've got a mask though.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I
that's
think-
right.
Also, don't be ridiculous. This is a brand. There's no real virus here.
Oh right.
You're safe.
I forgot. I got a little bit
Yes,
confused.
you know?
Sometimes I forget how low I am on the hierarchy.
Never forget that, intern. It's important to stay humble. And, it's also important to understand what your own brand is. Oh, come to my arms, little Corona brand. Oh, you're so cute. Some brands are just so cute. Look at this one with his little hat.
Whee!
Okay, that's probably about good. Fine.
Yeah.
One of our many entertaining segments on the Purgcast.
Maybe when you guys are, more experienced interns, you can come back on the Purgcast where we can talk about, how you've changed. I really can't wait to see how you guys develop as interns.
Yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate the opportunity to work on my personal brand here at the Purgcast. And just want to say hi to any executives that might be watching. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks as always to all our supporters who tune into the show regularly. We'll be back with some more great Purgcast content for you soon. I'm intern Isaiah, host of the Purgcast, and I'll see you next time and hope you have a good day.
Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Fellow colleagues, my fellow colleagues, I am Joan Popular, sweet Joan, brave and trustworthy. I have been to all of you for all these years. I have stood next to you In the business, I have been a great leader and role model to some of you, I am sure, and at the very least an equal to everyone else. Working for Tough Guy Mountain has been the honor, the privilege of a lifetime. We've come a long way here at Tough Guy Mountain. We've climbed to the highest peaks of a hierarchy we once could not think of as possible. We and we alone made the brand what it is today. And what is it? It's everything! Brands! Fuckers! They're the way people perceive fucking everything! I'm sorry, my companions. There's no need for me to swear. You all know this. You all know what I'm saying. I don't need to swear. Don't swear, Joe. Don't swear. You don't need to swear. You're a good boy, Joe. You're a good boy, Joe. We've created great things, family, but where has that gotten us? User experience. The very premise of user experience has provided us a clear path to extending the power of brands, and is an expansion of the concept of all things as products. Person as product, products as product, ideas as product, nation as product, commodity. Why am I saying this? They already know this, Joan. You're not talking to children. Oh, it's you.
Mr. Popular, you have 10 minutes into your presentation.
10 minutes. Very well. Thank you for the warning, Kathy.
I'm sure you will do just fine. Best of luck with your presentation.
Thank you, Kathy. Experience is pish posh. Not everyone knows what it's like. I know what it's like. Joan knows what it's like.
Hello, Joan.
Hello, Joan.
Who's there? Why can't I see you?
Sweet Joan.
Brave Joan.
Strong Joan.
Big Joan.
Don't you want to be one of the guys, Joan?
I am one of the guys. I do want to be one of the guys.
Why are you crying, Joan? Big boys don't cry.
Big boy.
Are you or aren't you a big boy, Joan? Big boy Joan?
Joan. Sure, I could do me that. Yeah, I am that.
Of course you are, Joni. Everyone knows this too.
They do. They do.
And why do I hear doubts about you, Joan?
Doubts?
Don't worry, big boy. I wouldn't call them doubts. More whispers, really.
That he's weak. That he doesn't have the same strength to do right by this company.
What?
Joan, it's best not to let these kinds of things affect you. Workplaces can be toxic social environments.
Just as the people who work in them, in workplaces, can be toxic, naughty individuals.
No, I am not toxic and naughty.
Yes, Joan. Yes, you are.
Goodbye, Joan. You look lonely when you stand that way. ever brought plants or other organic living materials across border lines without notifying relevant authorities?
There was an orange once.
How would you describe your faith and conviction in the way things currently are?
I'm a very
Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, I don't.
Do you
think
regularly exercise?
No.
When was the last time you masturbated?
What? Why are you asking me that?
What are your favorite bugs?
I don't like any of them.
What kinds of things do you like to have sex with?
Nothing, certainly
When was
not
the last
bugs.
time you went to the dentist?
Oh,
Are
I
there
don't
any
know why I
hereditary
didn't tell
illnesses
you
in
that.
your family?
Just dental
How would
ones.
you define your political identity? How would you relate to the concept of celebrity? What is the loudest you can scream? Where are your parents right now?
I don't
Who
know.
is your favorite sports guy?
I don't like them.
Which do you prefer, other people's farts or your own?
None. I
How
don't
many
want.
hours of sleep do you on average get in a night? What is an anus?
I-
Where are the milkshakes? Who pulls your hair? Why
I don't
don't you
know.
give
I
yourself
don't-
candy?
Dude.
Joan, are you alright? Joan, I think you're ready. Good luck, Joan. Make us proud.
Proud? But how can I make anyone proud when I feel this way? I can never do this speech. Can I? Working here at Tough Guy Mountain, we've worked in a specific way. We've held specific ideals. We've prided ourselves on operating under what we've decided is responsive to reality. We embraced all aspects of what we call reality and brought it to such great heights, the top of the mountain. But the truth is, we built that reality. We made the whole thing up. It's pretty much just our imagination, with a little bit of PR and legal documents that we can all see and read. It's imaginary, but it's really, really impressive. And it's gotten out of control. A lot of bad things have happened. Continue to happen. They're not getting any better and they're getting worse. Maybe some of those things are justifiable if we keep saying that we're responding to real things, rules that can't be broken, nature, a natural way of things that we can't deviate from because things will always regress to the mean or return to a natural form. But we're here at Tough Guy Mountain, we're better. We pride ourselves on being better, which means acknowledging what we are doing wrong. We're propping up the worst thing in existence right now. We've let it get out of control. It's time to take back that control. It's time to imagine something new, something just as powerful and productive, powerful enough and productive enough to replace what we've already created. Okay, Joe, I can do this. It's time to do this speech. Good evening, my fellow colleagues. I am Joan. I prepared a speech. But you know what? To heck with what I prepared. That wasn't supposed to be funny. I mean it. I have a speech to give. I have words to say. Oh, you gave my speech? No, I've only said 3 to 4 short sentences. I booked the entire afternoon for this.
Good show, my boy. You really came through.
Joan, I knew you had it in you.
Now let me give my actual speech.
Joan, you were giving your speech this entire time.
Joan, your walls are two-dimensional. We saw everything.
What? Excuse me? Everything?
Every little detail.
What? Why did you do this to me?
Well, the algorithm said it would work.
We ran 118 simulations last week.
So what are you going to do now, Bill?
This is a lot to digest. I guess I've got a lot to think about. But I think I'd like to start by quitting my job.
We'd all like to start with that.
This rigid hierarchy is designed to contain a deep evil inside us all. It's time we face that evil. But you know what? It's time also to face what we are. Before we get into all that, though, I think I'd like some lunch. And then maybe a long walk.
We'd all like some lunch. Lunch sounds like a great idea. I also like walks. Walks and lunch, great idea.
Let's go for a walk. Come on, let's go get some lunch. Here we go for a walk.
Okay, where's the lunch?
Hey, don't forget
Let's
this.
go over here. Hey, lunchtime over here. Hey, follow me. Yes.
Somewhere there lies a dossier guarded by cosmic spies. Secret plot points, the story of my life. It's time to find out who I really am.
New job, new life. I cut through corporate BS like a knife. An unpaid intern set to make my mark. And now it's time to swim among the sharks.
A winding corridor cascading through my mind. A shrouded mysteries, who knows what I might find.
Fate yet unclear. Watch out, universe, 'cause I am here. I'll stuff my briefcase with all I need to know.
Until the day I finally made it.
Get my future signed and dated. Create that file of who I really